Let's go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 is currently in the works over at Pinewood and Cardington. Everything is starting to take shape right now as we go through principal photography, leading to the very end of filming, which is actually set for February of 2019. J.J. Abrams is currently very much hard at work on this project and trying to essentially wrap up the entire sequel trilogy in a satisfying way for many fans around the world. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been going over a whole lot more about Episode 9. We've been going over the set leaks, the set designs, the scene schedules, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, today I wanted to go over a huge potential spoiler for Episode 9 that could very well connect to Rogue One, a Star Wars story, specifically Darth Vader, and a beloved planet in the Star Wars franchise. Now, they are looking to film over at Mount Etna. Now, we have gone over this before about 2 months ago, that they're looking to shoot over at Mount Etna for some helicopter shot sequences. We're not quite sure specifically why, but it looks like they're trying to get Mustafar back into the mix here for Episode 9. Moving on. Now, over at Cardington, a large castle-like set piece is under construction and said to be used for the Mount Etna sequence. The structure so far appears to be the Vader castle, but it's still too early to say. It appears that just the base of this castle is being constructed. So, a very interesting thing for sure is that Mount Etna, in case you guys did not know, same exact location that they used for Mustafar in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And that is one thing to really take note of here. If they're going back to Mount Etna, why else would they be going there? It has to be Mustafar. And as for this castle-like structure being built at Pinewood and Cardington, by the way, I think that it all has to do with Darth Vader's castle. Again, this set piece is going to be suited for the Mount Etna helicopter shot sequences. Now, the base is only being constructed, so they might only make the base of this structure for the actors to interact with that set piece, where the rest will be all CGI for the actual on-location shots that the helicopter will actually film. So, looking at Episode 9 overall, if Darth Vader's castle-like structure comes into play here in Episode 9, exactly why would Vader's castle be in this movie? I think that there are multiple reasons why, and I'll go over my main reason. I think that the reason here is that Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren are going to travel over to Mustafar, go into this castle because they do worship Vader, and they're going to go in there and they're going to learn more about Darth Vader, specifically Kylo Ren. I think that he wants to gain some knowledge from his grandfather and maybe even find some artifacts or relics or something around those lines that could very much help him in this movie. So, looking at the big picture here by J.J. Abrams, we do know that he's going to be implementing some prequel trilogy content into this film, and that is one thing to look forward to. I mean, most certainly, right? That's something that a lot of people are excited to see, and we're not quite sure exactly what J.J. Abrams has in store for the fans, but if Mustafar actually does come back into the mix here with Darth Vader's castle, not only would it be a connection to Rogue One, it would also be a connection to Revenge of the Sith, going back to the location of Darth Vader's defeat by Obi-Wan Kenobi. And how amazing would it be if they maybe wanted to do this, and I went over this in my last couple of other videos. What if they decided that Rey is indeed the granddaughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Perhaps she goes to Mustafar as well and meets Kylo Ren, who is the grandfather of Anakin Skywalker, or should I say the grandson of Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader. So those two would actually go into a battle, a lightsaber duel, and it would be very poetic to have a Kenobi bloodline going up against the bloodline of the Skywalkers. That, to me, would be truly stunning if they did something like that. Not only is it poetry, it rhymes, and that's the perfect example of it, but it would also be a mirror image of what we got in Revenge of the Sith, and I think that's the best way to tie all 9 movies into one big movie. Absolutely. The other thing is that the other way to tie all these films together is making Snoke Plagueis, or incorporating Plagueis into this movie in a very big and significant way. But looking at episode 9, guys, I couldn't be more excited. I'm really curious as to exactly what they're going to do with Kylo, what they're going to do with Mount Etna in this film, if it does end up being Mustafar, and if this set piece actually does end up being Darth Vader's castle. That, to me, I think is going to draw a lot of fans into loving this movie, because everyone wants to learn more about Darth Vader. A lot of people want to see more things that belonged to Darth Vader. And sure, we saw this in Rogue One, but I feel like that was one of my favorite sequences in Rogue One, was of course going to Mustafar and going in that castle. I want to explore more of that castle. What we saw in Rogue One was just one level. I want to see all the different levels, perhaps even the Sith cave that actually lies beneath the castle itself. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.